Good morning, students. Continuing with the previous topic. So that is already we have completed that. That is preparing an application document and what are the necessary informations you have to put it in the application document and how we have to prepare that application. So have been seen. And the next one here, you also studied about how to prepare your resume. So resume may be of two types. One is a traditional print format, another one is a electronic format. And you have seen that what are all the points should be noted whenever you are preparing a traditional print resume. Okay, so 4 points we have been seen it in the previous class. Now we are going to see some of the the things here. Is it clear? We have to take care whenever we are going to prepare the resume. So we are going to start with the first one. What are all the things we have to take care while preparing the resume? The first one is that according to the first one, the point which you have been seen it in uh, the traditional print resume. Is it clear? So that is selecting the background facts. So your first step in preparing the resume is to review your all background facts, whatever you have assembled about yourself. Is it clear? So it's not like that all the things, whatever you have collected, all the background facts, whatever you have assembled, you are not going to include all these things in the resume. Is it clear? So now what you have to do, you have to filter the facts here. Okay, you have to select the facts that you think it will help your reader in evaluating you. Is it clear? You have to select only those facts so that it will help the reader. It will help the reader that they will evaluate you. So based on that, you just go on selecting these particular the facts, and these facts should be relevant to the job for which you are going to be applying. According to that, you select those particular jobs. The next one here, it is that arranging the facts into the group. So it's not like that whatever the information you have collected, a lot of the facts about yourself, you cannot go on writing like an essay. Is it clear? And the reader should not going to find the information about education in a one particular paragraph, your skills in another one paragraph, your achievements in another one. Is it clear? It should not be like that. So for that, what you have to do, you have to arrange that particular facts into the particular the groups here. So here the different types of the groups are there. The first one here, you have to make it as one as the conventional group. This conventional group, it consists information about your education, your experience and skills. Okay, so these things are there. Another one is here which is related to the, or another one is also that is the personal qualities are also there. Is it clear? So these conventional groups here, the name of the groups here, the conventional groups which you are going to be preparing. So here they are mainly classified into three-part grouping. One is the group which is related to your education. Another one is the information, the facts, whatever you have collected, you have to write it under the heading experience, write it under the skills, or it may be write it under the personal qualities. Is it clear? So here is a one of the example given, that is the job function or the skills are there. Under this job function or the skills, what you are going to do. Is it clear? Already you know about that. In the education, what you are going to write. In the education, you are going to, under that education, you are going to write the information about your education, qualification and institutions. Is it clear? What are the grades, marks, everything you are going to include it under the heading education. Experience, if you are having somewhere else, if you have worked, so that information you are going to put it under this. The next one is the skills and all. Here you are going to give information to the reader that, so you are having any skills under the selling, communicating and managing. Is it clear? So this is how you are going to represent it under the job functions or the skills. Other groups also are there, that is other than that, so they are going to be called as your achievements and qualifications. If you are having any particular achievements and qualifications, you please represent that information under this group. So you are arranging all these particular facts into the groups. So sort these facts, okay, by the conventional groups, by the job functions, time, or the combination of all these. Is it clear? So got the idea? You are going to sorting the facts by the conventional groups. So that is grouping based on the education, based on the information and the skills, or based on the personal qualities. Another one is there, you can group the information based on the job functions also, or the skills. So what are all the categories coming under the job functions or the skills? You can collect the information, that whatever your information is there, based on that it is under the heading, that is a selling, communicating and managing, etc. And other groups are also there which is related to the achievements and the qualification. Next one is that how you are going to write these particular headings. Is it clear? Writing a heading for the resume and its particular parts is a very important, that construct the headings or the captions for the resume. Okay, topic headings are, the heads are most the common. Say for example, here they are given, if you are going to representing your name, okay, your name is usually a made heading. So how you are going to represent that name? So here is one example, that is the Terence P. Langan. So the information, that is the name which you are going to be representing it as a made heading, it should be clear, it should be larger enough to see, and you make it a bold type. Okay, and the next headings, what you are going to be write it, the next headings is that if you are having any objective, so you write the objective, then you write the another one heading is the education. You uh, give all your information about your education. Next one heading is experience and skills. So these headings can be placed on the left or centered above the text that follows. So already I have uploaded some of the formats over there, so you please refer those particular the formats of the resumes. Next one here it is that you are going to see that instead of a topic heading, you have to use a talking heading. Okay, it interpret for the reader. So whenever you are going to represent the headings over there, instead of writing the topic heading, so wherever necessary you can use a talking heading. Already you have discussed about what you mean by topic heading and a talking heading. So here is a one of the example of the talking heading: specialized training in accounting. Is it clear? You can mention that statement that you are having a specialized training in accounting, or you can say that a specialized training in computer software skills. Is it clear? So in this way you are going to represent the heading. Instead of representing a topic heading, use the talking heading. Okay, next one, distinguish the headings from other information by choosing an appropriate font. Okay, the next one here we are going to be see about how you have to include your contact information in the resume. Okay, so your address, your telephone number, your email address are the most likely means of the contacting information, so which you can include it. You may display your contact information prominently. Is it clear? That is, your address or the telephone number will change before the job search ends. At that time, what you have to do, you have to include two addresses. One is the current one, another one is a permanent address. Is it clear? So definitely it will help you. Okay, so if you are going to change your address, so they may be contact you to your permanent address. The next one here we are going to see including a statement of the objective. Okay, so there is an argument will be there, that is for including a statement of objective in the resume. Okay, so here are going to say that a statement of your objective is an appropriate in the resume heading, such as a career objective. Either it may be related to the job objective, or just you can write it as a objective. The heading may be, you can write it as a career objective, you can write it as a job objective, or just you can write it as a objective. Okay, but some of the authorities are going to be opposite, because they are going to be say that if you represent an objective in the resume, it is going to limit the applicant to the single position. It is going to limit the application to the single position and eliminates the consideration for other jobs. Okay, if you are representing an objective in the resume, it is restricting that particular employee to do the work for a single position what he has mentioned in his objective. Okay, his resume is not going to be considered for other jobs that may be available, but still you are not going to be considered for that, because your objective is very specific. You have written that your objective is that marketing research intern. Is it clear? If you are going to write this only, it is specific to the single position. Now some of the examples here they are given: objective to the marketing research. Another one is objective, that is to apply the 3 years of successful e-commerce accounting experience at a small startup to a larger company. Is it clear? So you just see the differences here, that is in the writing that a particular the objective. Even so, probably you should use it. The statement should cover the job you seek. How that the objective should be written. So the objective should be written in a very intelligent way, that the objective should help you that you seek that particular job. Is it clear? So the statement should cover the job you seek. Okay, so in that convenient way you have to give a message to the reader in a objective. This is clear. So this is a very clever, in a very clever way, or in a very intelligent way. Okay, so you have to write that particular the objective, that it should cover the job you seek. Okay, next one, how you have to present the information in a resume. So lot of things I have listed here, you please go through this. Already we have discussed about in a letter preparation and all. So okay, so list the facts under the headings. When covering work experience, at a minimum include, okay, so you have to include the dates, places, firms, and responsibilities whenever you are going to writing the work experience. So in a minimum, okay, you have to include what are the things you have to include about your experience. If you are having any already work experience, you just include the dates, so and so. Okay, from this year to this year I have worked over there in these places, I have worked in these firms, I have worked, these are all the responsibilities I have handled. Okay, in a minimum words you have to explain it. And when appropriate, show your achievements. Is it clear? In the resume, whenever you get that, whenever appropriate, you show your achievements. Use the action verbs to strengthen the appeal. Is it clear? So what type of the action verbs? So you just here some of the examples are there, just like arranged, classified, I have executed, motivated, guided, analyzed. Okay, so these type of these particular action verbs should use in your resume to strengthen the appeal. Is it clear? Now for the education, include institutions, the dates when you have joined that institution, okay, when you have completed the degree, what is your area of study, all these informations you have to include clearly. Is it clear? So your educational qualification, the institution where you have studied, university, okay, under which it comes, the dates when you are registered, when you have completed your degree, okay, and what are all the areas of your study. Next one, for legal reasons, some personal information should probably not be listed. Is it clear? Whenever you are presenting your information in the resume for a legal reasons, you should not include some personal informations. That is nothing but a religion information, etc., should not be included in the resume. Is it clear? It is totally prohibited. So this is the one here which you are going to say that personal information should probably not be listed. Example, the religion information or etc. Now information on the activities and the interest, tell about one's personal qualities. Okay, now you can include that is the information which is related to your activities and interest, in which are all the activities you are interested and on. That is example, you write what are your hobbies are there. Okay, are you a sports person, are you an athletic participation, are you a social activist? Okay, if you are okay, all this other information, your activities and the interest, are you a member of any other particular the charity for social activities? So all these informations you just include in this. Okay, now consider listing the references. Already I have explained about the references. Okay, so what you mean by the reference, how you have to include everything, already we have seen while writing the application. The next one, here we are going to see about writing impersonally. Is it clear? Writing impersonally. uh, Sorry, that is the eighth one, writing impersonally. Before that according to that, we will go for a The next, that organizing for a strength. Is it clear? Now, choose an organizational strategy that best presents your case. So three strategies are there for organizing your information. How you have to organize your information, how you have to represent your information in a resume. Is it clear? So it act as a strength here. So here three different strategies are for organizing your information. First one is that reverse chronological approach. Okay, in this approach, it is an orderly approach. You are presenting all your information related to the education work experience from most recent to the oldest one. Is it clear how you are representing your information from education to work experience? Most recent to the oldest. Which is most recent, you keep it at the top, and oldest one you keep it at the last. Is it clear? So that is, you have to prepare the information, put it in the way that is from education work experience from most recent to the oldest. So already I have given the example figure in the 9.5, 9.6 on the page number 240 and 241. So already I have taken the photos of that and uploaded in the Google Classroom. So you please go through these particular the figures where you will get a complete idea. A functional or skills approach. This is a second one strategy. Is it clear? A functional or a skills approach. So here what you have to do, emphasizes relevant skills. You have to organize around 3 to 5 areas particularly important to the job you want. Is it clear? So in which area you are having skills, as I already told, instead of writing generally the skills about that you are expert in this, you put it under the specific area in which area you are expert. Is it clear? So you make it around 3 to 5 different areas where you are expert. Is it clear? So that is about your skills. Okay, your functional areas. So you make it 3 to 5 different areas. In that is the areas you choose in such a way that it should be relevant to your job. So here I have given the example, skills is a one heading. So under that you are going to write that. So heading is the first one is a computer. Okay, so what are all the skills you are having in a computer? What are all the skills you are having under the accounting? What are all the skills you are having in a business communication? So you are going to make it as these particular three areas. In these three areas, how expert you are. Okay, what are all the skills you are having under the specific heading related to the computer, accounting, business communication. So under that you people are going to representing. This is just a simple example. Is it clear? So you can choose any 3 to 5 areas in which you are intelligent. That is where your skills. Is it clear? So all your skills relevant to 3 to 5 areas. The next one is that third one approach here, the accomplishment achievement approach, shows you can perform, how you have performed. Is it clear? Already I have discussed about this particular the accomplishment in the above. That one is the application. Is it clear? So whenever you are preparing the resume, there is, you have to represent that what are all the things you have been accomplished or achievements. If you are already having a previous experiences, okay, already you have been enjoyed in some of the senior most positions. So what are all the things you have done? So here are some of the examples they have given. So one of the person is going to write in this way: successfully managed the Austin store for 2 years in a period of low unemployment with these results. So reduced employee turnover by 55%, increased the profit by 37%, grew sales volume by 12%. Okay, he is going to say that under his time period when he is working in that company for the last 2 years, what are all the achievements or accomplishments he has done, he has been listed here. Okay, the next one is that the highlights or the summary approach, shows you some good fit for the position. Whatever the experience that you are having, you put it under the heading. Okay, experience, you highlight it. Is it clear? If you are highly trained under some specific courses or in specific jobs, you write it under highly trained in. If you are have self motivated things, if you are having any self motivated things, so you put it under the heading. Okay, so these are all the things you have to highlight. That is the experienced. If you are highly trained, you highlight it, you are highly trained. And if you are self motivated and for doing some particular type of the jobs and all, you represent it, you highlight it. That is a self motivation. Okay, the next one is that is writing impersonally and consistently. Is it clear? Whenever you are going to preparing this particular resume, so what you have to do, okay, list the information without the use of personal pronouns. Okay, I, we, you. Okay, that is don't use, that is no I's, we's or use. Is it clear? So list the information without the use of personal pronouns, that is no I's, no we's, no use. Use the same grammatical form for all the equal level headings and for the parts listed under each heading. Already you know about this when you are going to write the reports. Already you have studied in the report chapter. Is it clear? All the grammatical forms for all equal level headings should be same. Next one is that making the form attractive. How you have to make your form attractive? Make the resume attractive. Appearance of information that the reader sees or plays a part in forming his or her judgment. Is it clear? So already you people are familiar about this. What is the top margin, leftmost margin, what type of the fonts you have to use, what type of the paper you have to use. Okay, all these things already you have been studied it in while preparing the report. The same thing, the list is been mentioned here. So you please go through this particular the list. So these are all the things here which you have to be taken care whenever you are going to preparing a resume. Okay, so we will stop it here. So in the next class we are going for continuing with the next one, the topic that is a scannable print resume, and the next one is about the electronic resume. So this completes about the first type of the resume here, that is a traditional print resume. So this is all about the traditional print resume. Okay, thank you very much.